Hello, everybody. It's Carmela here, and I am excited to be back with you, excited to share tools and tips with you. Today, we're going to be talking about year-end process, the year-end process. It's a lot that I can say about this topic. I'm going to condense it as much as I can, just to give you some tips, right? So that you can begin to move forward. So I'm gonna give you some tips today on your year end process. Say hello when you jump on. If you know of an entrepreneur that can use, a little bit of encouragement, especially if you're a business owner and you're doing this thing by yourself, you really should jump in with us, share this with them because I'll share some things with them to save them some time, save them some headaches. From some of the headaches that I have had. And so I'll just be sharing that with you. So I just need to make this public. There we go. And we're going out. Hey there. Hey, hey, hey. So these things that I'm going to share with you today, I really believe, hey, everybody, thanks for jumping on. I really believe they're going to help you. And I'm not sharing with you theories. Okay. I've been in this thing for a long time. And in the beginning, it was very stressful because I didn't have anybody that was specifically helping me through each phase of the business. So we made a lot of mistakes. We lost a lot of money. And so when I began to think about the group of people that I wanted to help as as a coach, because in the beginning, I just wanted to coach everybody. But I've settled on helping entrepreneurs because it's like my sweet spot. It had I had this type of help when I started in my business full time 5 years ago, I would have been so much further along. But I'm grateful for the lessons that I've learned. I'm grateful for the things that God has done in my life because, my mentor, John Maxwell, we say the world says sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. But what we say is sometimes you win and sometimes you learn. And so I was in a big learning curve. I was in like a 2-year learning curve. I was broke, but I was learning. So now listen, whenever you come on my lives, I do like to shout out entrepreneurs. So I believe that there's more than enough for everybody. So when you say hello, it's okay to drop in the comments the name of your business and the type of services that you provide or who you help. I don't want you commenting on everybody's post, but it's okay for you to share who you are and who you serve. And so please put that in the comments. I always like to just shout out other entrepreneurs because again, those are things that I wish that somebody did for me. But let's jump in. Now, remember, the Small Business Masterclass is the Jumpstart Your Business is December 13th. That's on a Sunday. I really like doing trainings on Sunday nights. It just kind of helps you to focus your week and have a goal and a focus for the week to come. But it's on December 13th. If you're interested in that, let me know. And the price, I just left it at the price that I have for Black Friday. So the price is still set there. We also have, I'm also enrolling in the Elite Women's Academy that kicks off in February. So if you are a little seasoned in business, and you think you can make $6,000 minimum in 90 days in your business and you're ready to, hit the ground running. So those 90 days are 90 days of us working, generating revenue and streamlining your services, getting real clear about who it is that you serve. If you're ready for that type of coaching, then the Elite Women's Academy may be for you. You have to inbox me regarding that program because I do an interview process because everybody's not ready for that level of training and that level of coaching because it's a little intense. But I promise you, everybody that's in that program, regardless of what they're selling, has made their money back and some. I mean, it's a great program. So here we go. Let's jump in. Year-end review. Number one. The first thing, I talk about your calendar a lot. So number one is work with those you enjoy working with. Number one, work with those people you enjoy working with. If you don't mind typing that in the comments for me, number one, please somebody type that in for me. Work with those you enjoy working with. That is so important. Y'all, as entrepreneurs, that's one of the benefits to owning your own business is you don't have to just work with anybody. You don't want to work with somebody that frustrates you. You don't have to. You can refer them out to somebody else, because I believe that there's a coach for everybody. Or sometimes you and a person may just clash, and it's okay. They still need the service. You don't have to take it personal. You just refer them out. But this is what I want you to do, because we're talking about year-end review. Pull out your calendar for this year. Now, I use a paper calendar and a digital calendar. Pull it out, print it out, whatever you have to do. Look at it, utilize the electronic version of your calendar. But I want you to use 3 colors if you can: green, yellow, and red. Green, yellow, and red. Remember, number 1 is work with those you enjoy working with. Green, I want you to look through your calendars. I want you to look through your calendar and determine those events that you love doing, or if you are a keynote speaker, those programs that you went to that you totally enjoyed. If you were a vendor, those programs that you participated in that you absolutely love. If you are a coach, think about the type of clients that you totally enjoyed working with. If you're selling a product or a service, think about that thing that you just loved so much. Look at your calendar. Look at your calendar so that you can work with those that you enjoy working with. And those things that you did in 2020 that you absolutely loved, they should all be green. Color code them all green. So if you got an old school calendar, highlight them green. If you got one of those, those old school pens, they're back now, but they got like 4 colors on them, circle it all in green. If you have an electronic calendar, change that background to green so that at a glance you can scan through your 2020 calendar and see all the things that you enjoyed doing. Those things in green are the things that you want more of. Those are the type of events, the type of services, the type of programs. If you are a singer or something like that, all programs are not created equally. So those things that you absolutely love doing, make sure that they are in green. Okay, the things that were okay, you didn't hate it, but it's not something that you're just gonna run after, color code them in yellow. Green means go, yellow is caution. I could do it, I could take it or leave it. Highlight those things in yellow, and the ones that you did not like, maybe the event host did not keep their word. Maybe the event host promised one thing and did another. That happens a lot, y'all. People always say their event is going to be the best event. 500 people going to be there, and they charge you all this money, and you get there, nobody's there but them and their mom and them. And so those could be red. Or you got there and it just was a bad experience. The host was not a good host. It just wasn't a well put together program. Whatever it is, you don't have to justify it, because you're a business owner. So some things you're going to enjoy doing, some things you're not. And it's okay. It doesn't mean anything negative against the person. You just may not have enjoyed it. Highlight all those red. Circle them red, highlight them red, background them red. And those are the things that you do not repeat in the new year. Do not repeat. You figure out a nice way when they try to invite you back to say no thank you. Because you do not have to take on events that you don't want to take on. All right. And so what you do then, after you've gone through your calendar and all the things you loved red, all the things that were okay, yellow, and the things that you absolutely don't want to repeat, they're red, reach out to the people in green. So like if in January of last year, you did a big event that you really like, even if they're doing it virtual this year, because of COVID, all events have not just gone away. They've shifted to virtual. They've shifted to modified types of events. And so reach out to your greens and let them know that you're interested if they're holding their event again this year, so you can go ahead and reserve your spot. Fill your calendar with as many greens as you can. And when I say fill your calendar, you got to think about what you want to bring in every month. You got to know your numbers, right? So if you said, okay, I need to bring in $1,500 a month, then you know how many events you need to have each month in order for you to hit your financial goals. Because if you don't have financial goals as an entrepreneur, then this is just a hobby. But when you're serious about business, you have at least a monthly goal of what you want to bring into your business every month. And when you're real serious, you break that down by the week, and you know what you need to do every single week, and you can break that down by the day. You know what you got to do every single day, so that it's not, oh goodness, it's the 20th of the month and you got 10 days and now you're trying to figure out how to meet your financial goals for the whole month in 10 days, when if you would have just spread it out every week, it wouldn't be so overwhelming. So you fill that calendar with the greens, and then you look through your calendar and see where your numbers lie. And then if you say, okay, well, I'm short second quarter, then guess what you do? You reach out to your yellows and you fill the gaps with the yellows. Does this make sense to you? I hope this makes sense to you. So green is where you want to fill your calendar with those green events. And guess what? You can also plug in your own events. So you plug in your own events, then you plug in the green events, and then you fill the gaps with your yellow events. And your reds, you stay away from the reds. Okay? That's just a tip on your calendar. Now, when we shift to number two is, and we have some consultants on here. Y'all make sure y'all check the comments. So when you're looking for your holiday gifts, they're right there in the comments for you. And also, so number two is know your numbers. That's number two, know your numbers. Number one was work with who you enjoy working with. Number two is know your numbers. Somebody drop that in the comments for me. Know your numbers is number two. The reason it's important to know your numbers, and you should know your numbers all year, is because we're coming down to tax season. And so at this point, you should be doing year-end prep. You should be getting your income, all of your income, all the money that came in, you should have that in a report. All the money that went out, you should have that in the report. I remember when I first got started, I wasn't using QuickBooks, or I wasn't using Square. I wasn't using any type of formal system, but I had an Excel spreadsheet. And so I had all my receipts from the year. And so I would type in the date, the amount, and who it was from in my Excel spreadsheet. So you don't have to have, you know, some big massive program. You could have put this on in a notebook on a piece of paper if you wanted to. But what I did was I put it in that spreadsheet. And I would also put categories, but that's just because of my background. I know which categories, but your tax preparer would know that. But have all your expenses in one place. And then on the second tab inside of that spreadsheet, I had all my income, the date and who that check was from, or the date and who that payment was from. Now, because one of my businesses is a product-based business, so I get payments all the time, I keep all of that in Square. So like I said in the beginning, I didn't do it that way, but now I keep everything in Square. I keep my inventory in Square because I have multiple businesses. So one of them has inventory, one of them doesn't, but they have separate Square accounts. So at any time I can pull a report over here and see how much income has come in over here. I track my inventory over here. And in my service-based business, it's the same thing. I can see how much income has come in. I can see outstanding invoices. I can see who's on payment plans. I have it all in one place. You don't have to have a computer system to know your numbers. You just need a system. And your system could be a notebook. It doesn't matter. But just have a way to know your numbers. And if you didn't do it all year, it's fine. You got about 4 weeks to start getting it together. Don't wait until January and then you're backtracking, because when you're in January, you should be focused on first quarter and preparing for second quarter. I teach my clients that we prepare 3 months in advance minimum. You should be well farther than that, but in the beginning, at least 90 days in advance, you should already know this. You should already be preparing for January, February, and March of next year. Okay. And so know your numbers. Make sure you have a place for all of your income, all of your expenses, and you should have receipts and proof for your expenses. So when you go to your tax preparer, it makes things a little bit easier. I'm not going to give a lot of information on taxes because you should go to your tax preparer for that. But there's some basics, right? That if you know your income and you know your expenses and you have it all in one place, have your receipts in an envelope, but you have a spreadsheet or something to give to your tax preparer, it makes it easier for them and it makes it easier for you. And you should know your numbers. As you go into this new year, don't wait until December of next year to start putting your stuff together. Know your numbers every single month. Set a financial goal every month. And at the end of that month, review. See how close you were to hitting it. See, did you exceed it? If you exceeded it, celebrate it. If you got 50% of the way, still celebrate. The next month, your goal is to get a little closer. Every month is to do a little bit more, do a little bit more, do a little bit more. So know your numbers. If you know your numbers, that's step one of you getting really serious about your business, because this is the thing. Don't just give your business leftovers, because a lot of times, y'all, we'll give our business leftovers and we'll say, well, I just made a little bit of money, or the business ain't working for me. Well, a lot of times the business ain't working is because we don't have goals set. We're not really serious about it, and we're giving it leftovers. And so we get leftover results. We get leftover results because we give leftovers. So if you want another level of results, then you have to give another level of planning. Thank you so much, Alan. All right. And this is where I want to spend, just give me 10 minutes right here. Number 3 is setting priorities. Number 3, that's the last one on year-end review. Setting priorities is number 3. Miss Andrea has been dropping those in the comments for us. Thank you, Andrea. If you'll do number 3 for us, or anybody, setting priorities is number 3. Y'all know the saying that says the squeaky wheel gets oiled first. Well, that don't mean you should be the one oiling the wheel. Okay, I want you to hear me. The squeaky wheel should be oiled, but when you're setting priorities for your business, it don't mean you should be the one doing it. Sometimes you have to delegate, and sometimes it's not even worth doing. Sometimes you just need to change the whole wheel. Just get you another cart. So number 3 is setting those priorities. So listen, here we go. We're going to talk about 3 things: required, return, and reward underneath priorities. We're going to talk about what's required, the return, and the reward. Those are the 3 things we're going to hit right here under priorities. Now, listen, a lot of time you got to understand this. This is a key. You got to understand this. Activity is not the same as accomplishment. Okay? Just because you are busy doesn't mean you're being effective. Because sometimes we can be doing so much busy work. There's a difference in busy work and income-producing activities. Busy work is stuff that does need to get done, but if you don't have a balance with those income-producing activities in there, you'll just be busy, but you'll be broke. And so you got to make sure that you're not just being busy, but that you're being effective, okay? All right, here we go. Required is number 1. Required. What do I do that no one else can do? Okay, under setting your priorities for the new year, number 3 is setting your priorities. Identify the things that only you can do. What's required of you? Like for me, for instance, when it comes time to do a training, I can do these trainings. I can hire a virtual assistant to do some of my administrative work. I can hire a bookkeeper to handle the finances. But when it comes to me running my actual coaching programs, I have to do that. When it comes time for me to do one-on-one coaching within the programs, I have to do that. So there are certain things that only I can do. When it comes to the interviews, I do those because I just like doing those, right? But what is it that you can release? What are those things that's required that only you can do? If you have somebody on your team, everybody doesn't have a team, but if your business is at a place where you can delegate for somebody that can do 80% as good as you, let them do that so you can focus on what's required for you. Number 2 is return. What gives you the greatest return? What gives you the best results with the least amount of effort? I call this your sweet spot. Return means that you understand what your sweet spot is. This is the thing that you can do without even a lot of preparation. You'll prepare, but you don't have to prepare a long time. You're not going to be agonizing over it because it's your sweet spot. It's the thing that you was created to do. And you want to make sure that as you move into the new year, that you're working in your sweet spot. As an entrepreneur, that's the benefit of it. You get to work in the place that you enjoy working. You get to work with the type of person that you enjoy working with. I know everybody won't agree with this, but I don't think all money is good money. If it causes me stress, I don't need to connect in that. If it gives me pause, then we might not need to work together. I can refer you to somebody else, right? So I just think that if it's your sweet spot and there's a connection there, that's a benefit of being an entrepreneur, that you will be able to do more with a smaller amount of effort, and it's a win for them and it's a win for you. So remember, What's required, identify the thing that's required. Return, what is that thing that gives you the greatest return? Think of this. Let me give you this last example and and then we're getting ready to wrap it up. If you ranked what you have to do today in order of importance, with 1 being most important and 10 being least important, and you rank them right. So like number 1, it's got to be done. Number 10, it needs to be done, but it's nowhere near urgent. If you only completed items 1 and 2, you've completed 20% of what's most important for your business on today. And so when you set those priorities, make sure you set priorities in your business and rank things properly. I know this is basic, but it's necessary because sometimes we forget we have all these tools and we have all these resources and all these bells and whistles, and we're not keeping the main thing the main thing. The main thing is to make sure that you're being productive in your business. And a lot of entrepreneurs are also working 40 plus hours a week on a job. So if you don't have but an hour a day to pour into your business, it's so important that you prioritize, and that hour are the most, really the most important things in your business so that you can get those things done and you can get a return on them. You want to produce fruit in your business. You want your business to be effective. You want to see results. You want to see money come into your business. You want growth. You want more clients. You want happy customers. You want to connect with other entrepreneurs. Those things that are most important to you. Make sure those are the things that you are prioritizing. Don't drag bad habits into the new year. Because you drag those bad habits into the new year, you're going to get next year what you got this year. And if you want more, you got to do things a little bit different. The last thing is reward. Remember, under priorities, we're identifying what's required, your return, and your reward. Your reward. Are you really filling your calendar with the things that you desire to do? Or is your calendar getting filled with everybody else's stuff? So make sure that you are filling your calendar with the things that you desire to do and the things that are going to be most effective and bring you the greatest return as the CEO of your business. Remember, now I said it earlier, there's some things you don't need to be doing. You just need to pay somebody to do. Because if it's going to take you 2 weeks to build a website, you're losing money. Pay somebody to build the website and focus on the things that only you can do. I know you're thinking, well, I don't have the money. I don't have the money to pay somebody to do my website. Well, you're losing money by doing the website. Let me give you an example. You're thinking, I'm losing money by doing the website. Because say if, okay, I'll just use me. Say I need to go live 5 days a week. And when I go live, I get the greatest return because I connect with my audience and this is how I feel my classes, right? But if for 2 weeks I got my head down and I'm working on my website, because I also need my website up and going, right? So people can purchase from my website. But during those 2 weeks that I'm building my website, I'm not able to go live because I'm just exhausted mentally because I'm working on this website. Well, for 2 weeks, I haven't connected with anybody. I'm losing money because I'm trying to learn a system that I only need one time. It would make more sense for me to go live and put my time and energy into my clients to bring in more income into my business so that I can pay somebody to do my website if you need a website. I'm just using that as an example. Okay, so make sure required, return, reward, you got those things identified. And then the last things, do, delegate, dump. The 3 Ds. Do, delegate, dump. While you're doing your priorities, these do, delegate, dump is another word for it. It all ties together. What are the things that only you can do? That's what you need to focus on. What are the things that you need to delegate? Maybe you need to hire a virtual assistant. Maybe you need to hire staff. Maybe you need to have some volunteers, whatever it is. And what are the things that you need to dump? Some of us are trying to do things that are unnecessary. We're trying to do things based on the way it used to be done a long time ago. I'm going to do a workshop in January, and I'm going to be sharing how I relaunched my business and how I made, almost $20,000 in like 6 weeks. I didn't use a website. I didn't use a funnel. I didn't use any of those things. I did exactly what I'm doing right now. I would just go live and talk to people. I utilize services and resources that were free. And I got out there and I asked, and I didn't take notes personal. And I talked to people and we made a connection and we just did it this way, right? And so what are some things that you need to do? Delegate and dump. So sometimes we have stinking thinking that tells us we got to have all these things in place and all this stuff here, and you got to do this and you got to do that in order before you even start your business. It is not true. You just need to show up every single day, get out of your own way and show up for your customers. Let them know that you're there for them. Let them know that you're going to be around longer than a year, 6 months, or 3 months. Let them see that you're stable. Be clear about who it is that you serve and what you can do for them, what solution you provide for them. Be clear about your prices. Don't be trying to compete with people that's not your competition. Your price is your price, and your clients can afford your prices. Take control over your calendar and your time. Take control over your calendar and your time. If you're struggling in those basic areas, you really should consider being in the masterclass that's on December 13th. It's probably going to be the last time that I'm going to offer that class. It's on December the 13th. It's a great course where we go into detail about how to get your business set up properly. I'll share my screen about where to go, how to get things registered, how to schedule your posts, how to effectively use your social media pages, how to connect with your clients, how to identify who your clients are. You're either going to have an opportunity to rehearse your spiel. So when I say drop in the comments who you are, the type of business you have, and who you serve. We had Andrea Young who dropped in the comments that she sells a product to customers. She's here to help you with your holiday shopping. You know, there's a way to be able to say these things so that people understand, one, who you are, what you do, and what problem you solve for them, or who you're helping, who you're looking for, so they can identify whether or not they're your client or not. And don't be afraid to tell people your prices, because if they, so you don't have to be weeding through people like, oh no, I'm not going to pay that. I'm not going to pay that. I'm not going to pay that. So many things we're going to go into in this masterclass. So if you need additional help, that masterclass is there for you. I'll put it up on the screen. It is on December 13th. December 13th from 6:30 to 8:30. The regular price is $250. Right now, it's still set at $99. It's been there since Black Friday. So that $99 is still there to jump in that class. It's a Sunday evening. I actually like doing workshops on Sunday afternoons because it helps you be able to get focused for the week to come. I'm doing a boot camp on Sundays. My Elite Women's Academy is on Sunday nights. And then this masterclass is there as well. It just helps us to get things going for the week. So if you're needing additional help and you're getting started and you really don't even know where to go or how to get started, this class is going to help you. You have my word, this class is going to help you. If you are a little bit more, you've been moving forward in your business and you're looking forward to taking your business to the next level, and you're ready to get some income in there, and you're ready to, make a minimum of $2,000 a month in your business, then you should consider the Elite Women's Academy. The Elite Women's Academy is now enrolling for February. I have 6 women in the current academy, and they are all doing phenomenal. Combined, they have made over $30,000 in less than 2 months. Just 6 people in less than 2 months. They are killing it. But that's the way it is. In this 90-day program for the Elite Women's Academy, we are not in there just to talk and play around. We're in there to build our businesses. And so there's an accountability portion that's in there. We're connecting every single week in there. There's 8 group sessions in the Elite Women's Academy. There's 4 one-on-one sessions in the Elite Women's Academy. They don't have extra homework. What they are doing in there is they're building their business, they're building their brand, they're developing consistency, they're developing clarity, they're clear on their prices, they're clear on their clients, and they go out and then make it happen. So those are the 2 programs that I'm currently enrolling for. The Masterclass, which is next week. If you're not sure which one, start in the Masterclass. And then if you like the way I flow and we connect with the teaching, and then we can have an interview to see if you'll be a good fit for for the Elite Women's Academy. And we don't have any competing services. So if you, by the time you decide that you want to be in the Elite Women's Academy and somebody else is already in there selling the same product or offering the same service that you do, then you'll have to wait until the next round, because we don't have any competing services inside of that Elite Women's Academy. But I guarantee one thing, that you will a minimum of triple your investment into that program. And so we got the results to prove it. And I love it. I love it. I love it. It's not that I've done anything. These ladies in here working. I'm just there to provide support to them. So listen, I hope to see some of y'all in the masterclass. I'll be back live again, sharing some more tips with you. If you know a business owner that can use a little bit of encouragement, they're trying to figure out what to do at the end of the year, this is a good video for them to help them prepare for the new year and to help them to close out this year really good. Thank y'all so much for joining me, and be sure to share this with somebody. And don't forget, although it says $250 across the bottom of that screen, you get registered this weekend. That masterclass is $99. Y'all have a great day.